Okay? Okay. There we
Hey!
go. Yay!
Hey, only in internet land do blue and green make yellow.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah,
You
anyway,
know,
alright.
Common Core.
Now that would be the crazy math equation of if Juan has 8 apples and Tommy has 7 bananas, how many miles will it be before the jalopy breaks down?
Purple because aliens don't wear
Because
hats.
aliens need tin hats. Yeah, yeah, that's about it. So anyway, oh, hi viewers!
Hi!
We didn't forget about you. We just thought we'd bring you into our own craziness because it's been that kind of a day.
Oh, it's been that kind of a week.
And it's not over.
No, it's not, but I just would like to say one thing. For everybody that lives west of the Mississippi, I'm with you. Winter can go to hell right now. This whole week, when I leave for work, it has been in the negatives. Today it was so cold, I think it was close to negative 20. My car did not want to start. And even after I warmed up for a few minutes, the fluids inside were still really quite kind of thick, and it didn't want to. I couldn't get my transmission to work. So
Awesome.
I'm with you all. I'm done with winter. Spring can't come quick enough. Okay,
Yeah,
done with my rant.
that's okay. That's a perfectly reasonable rant.
Exactly. I thought.
Meanwhile, I spent all day outside in the sun in Las Vegas where it got to about 75 degrees. Don't be jelly because my time spent outside was for my child's school colonial days. Don't know if you know about colonial days, but they do everything by hand. My station that I got to work on was making a braided rug. I now have calluses and probably going to be blisters on my finger and thumb because needle and thread, ow. But on the upshot, I now know how to make a really cool rug for my guest room. So there you go. It's been a day. And my son is at a dance right now, and my daughter is at gymnastics, and can't get my son till 11 o'clock-ish. Today is just stupid, and I would like today to burn.
Yeah.
But
I understand.
speaking of Las
Well,
Vegas,
you have some breaking news for us.
breaking news. So my national friends, and some international, I think. Hey, hello, how are you? Y'all may have heard of this story. They're still touting it as the Las Vegas road rage incident. So here's the deal. Here's the original story. The original story is that a mom and her daughter were learning, well, the daughter was learning how to drive for some reason at like 11:30 at night, because smart. When they switched and the mom took over, there was a near collision with another vehicle who the driver of that vehicle, according to the original story, forced them to the side of the road, got out, and started yelling at the mom. The mom got herself out of the situation, drove away. The guy followed them to her house, where when she got out of the car, he opened fire, and unfortunately she was shot in the head and died actually at the hospital. A couple days later, they had her on life support. That was the first story. Okay. So then we go a few days later, yes, days, and the husband of the woman that was killed finally says, well, what had happened was, yes, there was this altercation, but what happened was my wife came back. They lost him. The driver that yelled at them went away, and she came to the house and dropped our daughter off, but asked our son, who has a gun, to come and ride with her to find this guy that ran them off the road. Apparently, according to this story, they found him. There was words, and then at that point, the mom drove home. The guy followed them, and that's when she was shot. Interesting story, no? And I'm just thinking the whole time, huh? None of this makes sense. So, we go a couple days later, and now we come to find out that the guy that shot the mom, yeah, they knew each other. They lived a block away from each other. So it's looking a little less like a road rage incident and a little bit more like some sort of neighbor dispute. Now I'm going to make a prediction. Could be wrong, but I'm going to make a prediction. The neighborhood that they're in is like Meth Central in our fair city. And this guy that got arrested, he barricaded himself and it was a big mess anyway, but they finally got him out, and they've arrested him. They say that the mom, the woman that he killed, her name is Tammy Myers, by the way, they say that she was consoling him earlier in the day, before this all happened. About what? I don't know. But here's a little twist. Tammy Myers, I believe, was a nurse. What do you want to bet? Tammy Myers was supplying this man, Nausch, Eric Nausch Jr., I believe is his name, supplying him with some sort of medication. And when that ran out, when she said no, bad things happened. That is going to be my guess. I had figured all along that they knew each other, so I was very excited when the husband actually said, well, yeah, they do know each other. Okay. Anyway, it's a very interesting case. I'm sure we don't have all the details yet. I'm sure that there's more to come, a lot more to come. And I would very much like the press to stop calling it a road rage incident, because I'm quite certain nothing happened on the road. And that's that.
I'll go with it. That makes sense to me, because I haven't been following the story all that much. I just been catching it here and there. But, you know, after like the second story, you know, comes up, you're like, you know, something's not passing that smell test. You know, something doesn't smell right. And I'm with you. It's something doesn't seem right. Now learning the stuff that you told me, you could be correct, because the rest of us don't know all the neighborhoods in Vegas all that well. So we didn't know what kind of neighborhood they lived in. As far as we know, it's just suburbia. So yeah, I think you could be dead on there.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I will say it's either going to be a drug route, or it's going to be something akin to the fact that maybe he was Eric Nausch Jr. was having relations with the daughter, and maybe the mom showed up to get the daughter, and words were exchanged. It's going to be one of those two things, I would imagine. I'm going to go more so on the drug side of things, since the husband seems to think that she was consoling him. I don't buy it. I don't buy it. I just don't.
Yeah. I saw his picture today, and
looks a little like a tweaker, doesn't he?
Not only that, here's my thing. There's just certain people who should never be seen in public shirtless, and he's one.
He is one. The thing that's bothering me about it is that the family waited until yesterday to tell the police that they actually knew him. So there's they're just a family full of liars, and I was going. when the original story was this random road rage incident, and the guy followed him and shot her, and I was like, oh, that's, ugh, like, I can't even, like, my heart hurts. And there was a candlelight vigil for her on Tuesday. There was a candlelight vigil. I don't know if it actually happened, because also on Tuesday came the breaking news that she actually went out looking for him with her son, who has a gun. So, I didn't have as much sympathy then, knowing that she actually went out looking for a fight, and so I didn't go. I was going to go. I was actually going to cover it as a story. Now I'm just kind of compiling things, and I'm going to do a story of the entire timeline, like what originally happened and so on and so forth. So I'm following the case pretty closely, because I am interested in the conclusion of it. But yeah, I definitely wasn't going to go to the candlelight vigil for somebody who went out looking for a fight.
Understandable.
Yeah. So that's what's going on in Vegas. Nice weather, and people shooting each other.
Yeah. Come visit us. You like it when you gamble here.
It's actually a lovely city. Really, it really is. Honest.
Please spend your money here.
Please keep it a state income tax free state for me. I really appreciate it. Mwah. Thank you. So that's what's going on. So what do we have next on the agenda? Because I'm pretty much done with that, because I have all kinds of colorful words for that, and I'm going to...
Oh, so let's keep going with the colorful words. Let's talk about this Manning person.
Oh, for... Yes, let's.
I'm sorry, just watching you censor yourself was just amazing.
I am, yeah. Go, because
here's the thing. Because this is actually going to combine two of the stories we're going to talk about. Because when this story was first told to me, it was sent to me by Miss Sandy. Thank you, Sandy. She sent it to me, and I was very upset. Bradley Manning, who is in jail for some treasonous acts, is going to get a sex change operation, I believe, or transitional stuff that's going to be paid for by us. That upsets me for a number of reasons. But the reason I told Sandy was Whiskey Tango Foxtrot, I try to live off the grid and I go to jail, but yet this guy commits treason and he gets free surgery and hormones. Something just doesn't seem right. So yeah, let's start with that. Here's my thing. When you are a prisoner, you are a slave to the state. If you are convicted of committing treason, not that I'm a big, advocate of this punishment, but according to the law of the land, you are to be killed if you are convicted of treason. So I'm okay with life imprisonment, which means you are a slave to the state. But when you are a slave, you get no special treatment whatsoever. So if you think you're a girl trapped in a man's body, guess what? You get to stay in a man's body. You screwed up. If you didn't do what you did, you would have the money and the opportunity to go get it done.
Well, let's just segue that into Gitmo. I mean, this is total hug-a-thug, hug-a-thug bullshit. I'm sorry. We may not be able to put this on Elementary Politics because I have so many words for letter
I'll put a
variety.
language warning on it. It's all good.
Not safe for work, people. Not safe for work. I don't care what your psychological problems are, you motherfucker. You are a treasonous piece of shit. And if you want hormone therapy, that is your damn problem and not mine. Do not ask me to pay for it. I don't care. You want to change your hormones, you want to turn into a girl, I don't give a tiny little rat's ass. I don't care. Do what you need to do to be happy. But you sold our country out. You do not deserve to feel good about yourself. You do not deserve to get the treatment so that your psyche is better. Your psyche is all wrong if you thought it was okay to sell our country out. Allegedly. Sorry. But we go into the whole Gitmo thing, and they get a soccer field. A freaking soccer field. Why? Oh, so that they can play. They're terrorists. They are prisoners of war. What? My tax money went to pay for a soccer stadium for terrorists? What? Oh, and then we let them go. We're like, oh no, you haven't done anything in like 5 years, so it's cool. Yeah, you've been in Gitmo for 5 years. Of course you haven't done anything in 5 years. Oi! And then we let them go, and then we find out, they're starting to recruit people and like do bad stuff again. Really? Shock of shocks. This is my shocked face. I'm sorry. Treat a prisoner like a prisoner. I've worked in a prison. I know what these people are like. Yeah, okay, law of averages says there are people in prison who are truly innocent. And I feel for those people. I really do. I hope that justice serves them. But I would say that's maybe 1% of all prisoners. So 99% of the people that are behind bars for good reason. Manning is one of them. I'm sorry. You want to be a girl? Get a mop head, put it on your head, and call yourself a pretty, pretty princess. I don't care. You don't need hormone therapy to pretend you're a girl. Hey, you know what? In Shakespeare's day, only men could be actors. Guess what? They acted like girls. Frickin' act like a girl if that's what you want to do. Don't ask me to pay for your hormone therapy. If maybe for some reason you're found innocent at some point in time and you want to bust out and you want to go and get your hormone therapy, hey, I hear Obamacare will help you out. Okay? So go do that. But while you are a prisoner and a treasonous snake, no. Not when people I know who have cancer can't get the treatment that they want and can't get experimental treatments because it's experimental. No. Fuck you. I'm done.
Hey, can you tell me how you really feel about the situation? Please don't hold back at all. I feel like you're bottling some inside, and that's very unhealthy. I need you to open up a little bit more. I need you to really explore how you feel, because you know on this show we're all about feelings.
Feelings.
I want you to just reach down deep inside and tell me how you really feel.
I pretty much let it out. I think I'm okay now. I'm a very let it out kind of girl. Like, holding it in doesn't really work for me. I get angry, and then you don't want to be around me. And I'm actually a lot of fun to be around. At least people tell me that, and I think I am. So, you know, there's that. So I try not to, like, bottle things up, because that's just icky.
Yeah. I hear it causes constipation when you do stuff like that.
It can. I hear. I don't know. I don't really suffer from that because I just sort of let the all out, and you know, and then it's out there, and let the universe deal with it as it will. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't like Manning.
No.
I don't like her. Whatever. It. I don't care.
I'm gonna. Here's my thing. As long as they still have a third leg and they still standing up, it's a guy. You're still a him. I'm going to refer to you as a him. There's probably some in the LGBT community that will call me a whole bunch of names. Guess what? I don't care. I'm not going to follow your rules. I barely follow the rules I set for myself. You think I'm going to listen to you all?
No, I got into a fight with a family member over that because, you know, I'm like insensitive or something. But I'm not insensitive.
I feel like y'all are insensitive towards me.
You're telling me what I'm allowed to think. No.
No. It upsets me that I'm supposed to be allowed to have freedom of speech, freedom of expression, unless it hurts their feelings. Screw you! Nobody cares about my feelings. Not once. The only time I've ever heard anybody really care about anything that might offend me was at work when guys were being vulgar, and one of the guys said, excuse me, there's a lady present. I'm like, whoa, did you just call me a lady in a factory? I was shocked because anybody that knows me knows I can be vulgar and somewhat raunchy at times, but I just thought that was really nice. I'm like, you see me as a girl. Yay!
Yeah, I find it interesting that I get knocked for being insensitive because I refuse to use the incorrect pronoun actually for somebody because of my beliefs.
All right.
So somehow
your beliefs don't matter anymore.
Right.
Unless
my religious beliefs, what I hold dear in my heart and what I try to live to the standard of is apparently not cool. Except for the fact that I donate a lot of money, I donate a lot of time, I take care of people around me, I am constantly doing stuff for other people because that's what I do. I treat everybody with the same respect until and unless they treat me with less. You treat me with less respect, you're going to get less from me. Because I am going to start you here. Mm-hmm. And, you know, you can only go down. I will give you the benefit of the doubt. And that's what I have done with this particular family member. And I had posted something about things going on with this family member's life. But I never named them. I never, you know, I didn't necessarily call them out or anything like that. I just said, look, I don't really understand what's going on. This is blah, blah, blah. And it's turned into this whole, you don't understand, and blah, 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 and you're being so mean, and you're being judgmental, and you're being this, and you're being that. No, what I am is telling you what I think. It's not judgmental. And in fact, I even said, I'm really happy that you're happy in your skin. I'm totally happy that for you, that you are comfortable in your own skin. But don't ask me to change what I call you and what pronoun I use for you. Because that's my decision to make. If I decide to do that, then that's for me to do. You don't get to tell me what to do. You don't control me, and you don't own me. If you don't like what I'm saying, then you can certainly ignore me, which apparently they decided to do. Because, you know, I'm mean and hateful, and I'm terrible, and I don't understand. Regardless of the fact that I said, I totally love you, that doesn't mean I love everything that you do, but I love you because we're family, and I adore you. That was, apparently, I didn't get to have it both ways.
Oh, well, that's nice.
So,
yeah,
anyway.
I'm going to use one of my nieces, when she was in her rebellious stage, I'm not sure she's completely out of it yet. Haven't talked to her in about a month. But her famous line that we, behind her back, would kind of like joke about, because she would get upset, and her whole thing is, you don't know me, you don't know what I've been through. And it's like, seriously? We raised you? we know you. We kind of do know what you've been through, and we've been through it worse.
Right?
um,
Well,
but
yeah.
that's my favorite line. That just kind of remind me of what your cousin's basically saying. You don't know me. You don't know what I've been through. You don't have a right to judge. No, 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 no.
And I
I was like,
wasn't.
well,
That was the thing
no,
that was
but
so funny about it was I wasn't judging. I was saying I just simply don't understand, and I don't agree. But that
see, it's the
not
agreeing part.
judge. It's okay. So only if I agree am I not judging.
Exactly. That's what I've learned off Tumblr, because I go to Tumblr for all my social justice lingo. Apparently, you are allowed to say whatever you want as long as you agree with them, and you don't let off any triggers. But you have to be okay with everybody because we're all special. And you're allowed to exist, if you agree, especially if you are a cis. I think I'm saying that right? Cis normative, cis heterosexual, whatever.
I hate that term. I really hate it because it's really derogatory.
It is. And how they use it is. There's a thing on Tumblr that took a lot of the cis hate, which I still don't understand, took what people were writing on Tumblr and used the word cis, and they would would Photoshop over the word cis words like black, Jew, Hispanic, or whatever, different other types that are being oppressed, and you're going, how does that change it? Now do you see how hateful this is? Because it was in there going, cis people shouldn't exist. And so they put black people shouldn't exist. How does that change how you feel about what you just said?
Or how about transgender people shouldn't exist? How's that good? How does that work for you?
Here's my thing.
Yeah,
here's my thing. Like you said earlier, I treat people how they treat me. I don't have a problem with you until you get here and you're yelling at me.
Yeah.
As long as you live your life and it doesn't disrupt mine, go be happy. I don't care. But once you start getting in my face because you think I feel a certain way about you without you even knowing me, then it's on like Donkey Kong, and I won't stand for it.
Well, that's basically what happened with my cousin. Was I just sort of watched what was going on and sort of watched from afar, and I didn't really say anything or do anything. And then when he decided to make certain things public, I was like, okay, well, it's public. It's kind of fair game now. But I wasn't upset. I was actually really happy for him because he was genuinely happy. He looked genuinely happy. And I like when family members and friends are genuinely happy, regardless of what that means. Unless, of course, they're actually damaging themselves by doing drugs or something, then we need to have a talk. But
right.
That's not what this was. He was genuinely, finally comfortable in his own skin and who he was and what he wanted to present to the world. And I am on board with that. But there was an article about, well, you're being, they didn't use the word disrespectful. It was like downright rude or like just mean if you don't use the proper pronoun that the person wants you to use. No, I'm not. You are what you are. If you feel a different way, that's one thing. But genetically speaking, you are what you are. And that's what I'm going to refer you to. Now, you go through hormone therapy and you go and get a sex change operation, absolutely. I'll flip that pronoun in a heartbeat. I will be so on board and on fire for you and, like, champ. I will be your biggest cheerleader. I don't personally agree with necessarily going to that extreme, but if that's going to make you happy in your own skin, if you really, truly, psychologically believe, and when I say that, I mean being evaluated by a psychiatrist who actually firmly confirms for you that you would be happier living as a different gender, then I'm on board. I'm good. I will scream it from the rooftop. But when you want to kind of cut it both ways, which is sort of what was going on with my cousin, I take issue with that.
All right, I understand.
And I don't hate you, and I don't judge you, and I'm not. It's just I don't understand. And instead of saying, well, let me explain it to you, cousin, let me help you, it became, well, you're being rude and judgmental, and you don't know me, and you don't know what I do, blah, 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 blah. Okay, well, that's fine. And then they were out of my life, which is going to make the family reunion this summer really fun.
Oh, my goodness. I kind of want to go to your family reunion.
Oh, please do. Oh.
Sounds like fun. Oh, darn the luck.
Well, it's right after EDC, and it's too much. It's in Eugene, Oregon, and it's too many monies. I've got too many other things to spend my money on, but I would like to see my grandparents. So.
Understandable. You want to know how you can save money?
Don't go to CPAC.
Possibly.
Oh, sorry. Did I say that out loud?
It's okay. It was under your breath. Nobody heard it. Honest.
Right.
No, you want to know how you can save money?
Huh.
You could live off the grid.
But wait. I thought living off the grid gets you freaking arrested and fined.
Apparently in Florida it does.
Reasonable.
Oh, yeah. How many years now? I know I started hearing it in 1990, because I remember that was my first Earth Day, because I was in junior high, and we spent a few weeks about it in school.
Good Lord.
Yeah. Yeah, there was no indoctrination there.
No. No.
But for how many years did we hear we had to reduce our carbon footprint? We have to find alternative places for power, get our electricity from different places and do this and do that and do that. A few people from Florida figured out, this isn't the first case, but the latest case was this woman down in Florida. She is living completely off the grid. Everything is eco-friendly. She doesn't use electricity. She doesn't even use city water, sewer, nothing. Like, she don't need help from the government at all. She doesn't need help from the utilities at all. She's living the American dream, basically. She gets to be left alone, which you would think could happen if you're living off the grid. You don't have bills. You get to do what you want. You're your own person. Unfortunately, the local government got upset because they really want her money and have evicted her. And from what I understand, there's some fines and possibly jail time along with it because she refuses to hook up water to her living space.
I have a question.
I might have an answer.
So this woman is completely self-sufficient.
Right.
Does she own the property?
I believe she did. But here's the thing. You as a house owner would know this better than I do because I'm just a renter. When you buy property, a house, and then you put it on land, you think you own the land, but not really because you still have to pay taxes. And when there's taxes connected to something, there's also rules and regulations that the government can pull at any time.
Right.
Yeah.
So she hasn't been paying property taxes, doesn't have water, doesn't have electricity, but she is fine. Like, she's not hurting anybody.
Mm-mm.
But, you
No,
know,
she's been good.
government needs more money. More money, more problems.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. I was also thinking about this today, because today is the 20th. So that makes next Thursday the 26th, correct?
Yes.
You know, math is hard. Just a little segue because I just thought about it. Next Thursday, net neutrality goes in front, like the FCC or whatever, and they're going to decide how much control the government gets of the interwebs. If it succeeds, this may be the last time you see May Dames.
Oh my goodness, we need to go protest in front of the Capitol because you know we're going to be there on Thursday.
Mm-hmm. We should see if we can make signs and stuff.
We should try to get in the gallery. Shut the front door. Let's do it.
You know what? And just to bring a whole bunch of full circle, there's going to be a whole bunch of people in D.C. next Thursday, Friday, and Saturday that were planning on going to something, and were pretty much denied entrance into that. And they all kind of make a living on the interwebs.
I wonder who denied them the access to something that most of them have covered in the past.
Yeah, it's a mystery. It's
a puzzler.
Yeah. It's an enigma wrapped in a riddle, shrouded in mystery. Yeah.
Green.
We should really figure that out. We should cover that in the next episode. We should work on that.
I think so.
Yeah. But I'm pretty sure we can grab a few people and head down there. I think we can make quite an interesting looking crowd.
I bet there's already going to be a crowd there. Because, you know, people love to protest.
Yeah, I just won't wear the code pink type costumes because
no. Wait. Okay, sorry. You said Code Pink. Okay, so the leader of Code Pink, Sheenan, what's her name? Cindy Sheenan. She is still missing after trying to come back from Cuba. The government has her. They're, like, questioning her. I'm not even lying about this. I don't have the headline in front of me right now, but oh my goodness, couldn't happen to a nicer lady.
Oh, yeah, that's a shame. Oh, my goodness.
I know, tear, cry. I'm so sad for her.
Yeah,
oh, maybe she was wearing her vagina costume.
She could have. That might. I'm just thinking that the TSA agents might have stopped her with that. Man, something smells fishy in this one. Might have to pull her aside.
I love you. Oh my gosh. Craziness. Yeah, she's been detained. Yeah. I don't know if she's been released, but I know as of last night, I think she was still in detention, like answering questions about why she was in Cuba. Because, you know, I thought we had like open relations with them now because of Obama, but apparently we don't.
Yeah, because Conan was just there. Conan O'Brien.
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah, true. Anyway, that was my rabbit hole because you said Code Pink, and I was like, oh! It was just, you know, it was in my head.
It's okay.
Code Pink.
It was a good rabbit hole.
Thank you. I tried.
You're welcome.
Yeah, May James, by the way, dear viewers, you're going to need to go to Facebook. You're going to need to like our page. Because there is epic stuff coming up next week. And it is going to be on the Facebook page.
Yes.
Because I don't think either one of us is tech savvy enough to put it anywhere else.
I'm not even sure if we're tech savvy enough to put it on Facebook, but we're gonna try.
I can do that. I can. But yeah, there is just craziness that's going to happen next week, and you are going to go to Facebook, go to May Dames on Facebook, click the stupid like button, and just wait.
Invite others.
Yes, invite
others.
Because I'm not even joking. It is going to be so epic. I'm just going to say this. I know that we drink while we do this show, and that adds a whole new layer of fun for our viewers. Now imagine that plus traveling plus historic places. Oh yeah. Yeah. Gotcha now, don't I? Yeah. So go to the Facebook page, click like, and just wait. Just like grab some booze and wait. Thursday and Friday next week. Epicness is happening.
Yeah.
That's all.
That's it. We're not going to say another word on this subject. You just have to go with us and trust us.
But I will say that the epicness probably wouldn't have happened if certain organizations hadn't gotten a stick up their butt. I got a lot to say about that. I wrote an epic letter.
We'll save that for another episode.
Oh, yeah, I think that's part of the epicness that's coming next week. I think that's what's going to happen.
Oh, don't forget, we are going to have a special one that may or may not go on elementary politics. We're thinking about doing a special one, like only about a half hour long next week. It's just going to be a special one for next week, not our normal thing. So stay tuned for that. So really like our page. Send your friends to us.
You're not going to want to miss it.
No.
You think it's funny now? Oh, you are so in for a surprise. I love it. I can't wait. It's going to be awesome.
Yep, because right now we're detoxing just to retox. And I stole that from Brodigan.
Of course you did, because Brodigan, that's exactly what he would do.
That's his hashtag before every one of these type things. Detoxing to retox.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be fun.
As long as we're talking about creepy type people.
Oh, yes, I forgot. I had blocked it from my memory because it's so horrific.
Okay, can I just say one thing? I don't really have a lot of triggers in my life. I really don't. There's very few and far between. Usually a lot of them have to do with children. But there is another one that make me freak the fuck out when I see it or it's done to me. And that's a guy being creepy on a woman. The vice president, I won't even call him our vice president, the vice president. If he was a regular citizen of the United States, he would not have a job. He is an HR nightmare. He's very touchy-feely, and he likes to whisper in women's ears. Off the bat, if you're a married guy, don't touch other women.
Oh, especially women who are married.
Yeah, especially. And then really don't whisper into their ear while you're already creepily touching them. When I saw that picture this week of him talking to, I don't know her first name, but Mrs. Carter, I saw the video and I felt just a tiny bit better because I saw how short the whisper was. But the way that he had his hands on her shoulders and then he did the hand on the shoulder and then down the arm. Okay. When I first saw the picture, his hands were on her shoulder, and I saw the uncomfortableness in her. I had a very visceral reaction because, as a female, I've had that happen to me. The difference was, when it did happen to me, I was raised amongst boys. I was a tomboy growing up. I had 2 older brothers, and I played with boys growing up. I didn't really play Barbies with the girls. I played guns and Foursquare and, everything boys did, and I excelled at it. So when guys do that, I show them that's not a proper way to touch a female. One guy got my elbow right into his solar plexus.
I was going to say, did you throw an elbow? Because that's what I would do.
Yeah, I did. And that's just an instinctively, what I just do instinctively. It's just, I don't want you touching me. I have a hula hoop. Most people that I know have hula hoops, and unless I know you, don't touch me. I got freaked out one time. We were with a whole bunch of friends, and one came up behind me while we were walking and put his arm around me, and I seized up until I found out who it was, and even still then I was still kind of freaked out because I'm like, you're touching me, you're touching me, you're touching me. And I like that person. He's a real swell guy, but it's just like, you're touching me, please don't stop touching me, because not everybody likes to be touched. There's a comfort zone. So when I saw that, it triggered like all my emotions. Like I'd be in jail for assault. He would be in the hospital on life support. Even though I saw the video and it was like 10% less creepy in the video,
still creepy.
Can I just speak to Dr. Jill Biden right now? Jill, I know you're a busy woman, but you got to have a talk with your husband. I know it's probably not the way you were raised. I know there's, what do you call it, there's generation gaps that we got going here. But please explain to your husband that he's being inappropriate. I saw him try to kiss a 14-year-old girl on the side of her face, I think on the cheek, and she kept moving away, and he wasn't getting the hint. You need to talk to your husband. He needs to know what boundaries are, because that 14-year-old girl is now scarred. She's going to have to go get therapy now. But thankfully, her dad works in Congress, so she'll have coverage until she's 26.
Right.
But still, no 14-year-old girl should ever have to worry about getting kissed by a creepy old man, especially if it's not her grandpa. It's just wrong.
Yeah.
Boundary.
My mom once described Joe Biden as dreamy. I'm just going to leave it at that. I don't particularly find him dreamy. I find him creepy McCreeperson.
Yeah.
I think that, yeah, he just, I think he thinks it's cute and endearing, and he gets away with it because of who he is. But I can guarantee you my husband wouldn't get away with it with anybody. So, yeah, it's a
double standard, and there shouldn't be one.
No.
When you're one of the leaders, you're supposed to be an example. You're supposed to be a higher example of what we are. If this is the example we're showing the rest of the world, no wonder the world thinks that we suck and we have bad moral issues going on. If this is how our vice president acts. Because, oh my goodness, because if that's what the best we have to show, they must think that the rest of America really are the people of Walmart.
We might be. I just here's my thing. I said from day one, and my husband will back me up on this. When Joe Biden was chosen as the vice presidential candidate for Obama, I looked at that and went, "Oh, assassination insurance. Got it. Duly noted." I stand by that. Because I think whether you are conservative or liberal or independent or Green Party or whatever you have decided to call yourself, there is not a single person on this planet that honestly would like a President Biden. I frankly think that that scares the bejesus out of every person. His latest, aside from being creepy McCreeperson, is saying that he is friends to Somali cab drivers in Delaware. Except that, here's the funny story. An intrepid reporter followed up with cab companies in Delaware, and weird. The managers have all said, no, we don't have any Somali cab drivers here in Delaware. Do you know where there is a really big Somali population?
Where?
The Twin Cities. Minneapolis, St. Paul.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, you know, it's Joe. Maybe he kind of just forgot where he's from.
No. He knows he's from Delaware. I think that he just assumed that color of skin and maybe English not being the first language, he just went, oh, Somali. Which,
Yeah,
of course.
That's just an easy way to think. I'm sorry. You know, because every time I see somebody with way more melanin than I have, and they have broken English, I instantly go to the country of Somali. So they go, oh, that's where you're from.
Right. Well, obviously. I mean, clearly, because that's precisely where they would be from. Not from, you know, Kenya, Ethiopia, I don't even know, South Africa, Uganda, I don't know, where else? Name a place in that really big continent known as Africa.
Yeah, no, all of them come from Somali.
Okay. So, okay. Well, not even Ethiopia or
But
Madagascar?
See, what happens is when they decide that they want to come here to America, they go to I'll go to Somali, which I'm trying to remember where exactly that is in Africa. So I think it's on the East Coast. So what they do is they go as far away from America they can. They all go there for a while, and then they come over to America. So then they're all from Somalia.
Yeah, that's an interesting theory. I mean, that must be what's going on in Biden's head. Of course, he's, you know, pervtastic, so, you know, who knows what is going on in his head. I mean, I'm sure there's... I wonder if the music in Joe Biden's head is bow chicka bow wow, bow 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 chicka bow wow, bow bow. I'm just wondering if that's the music that plays in his head whenever there's a lady around.
Probably. I think for the rest of the time, though, it's... And that concludes the singing portion of this program.
Sorry, viewers. It's all right. We'll get over it. But he's creeptastic, and I don't ever want to run into him because I don't want him to touch me.
I'm pretty sure if he touches me, I'm still going for sexual harassment. Oh. Because I will have somebody nearby. Okay, I'll make this deal with you. When we go to D.C. next week, if either one of us runs into Joe Biden, the other one will quickly get out their phone and start videotaping.
Deal.
That way, if he touches us, we have proof, of the touch, and we can get him for sexual harassment.
Let's do it.
All right. The only thing is, I would be touched by him, and there's not enough Lysol in the world. Sorry.
No, there's not. He's creepy.
Yeah.
I don't want to meet him. I don't want to meet Obama because I don't want to go to jail.
Here's the thing with Obama. And I put this out on Twitter, so it has been seen. So this is nothing new. So if you watch my Twitter feed, it's there somewhere. It was like a couple of weeks ago, though. I said I wanted to get close enough to him just once to whisper in his ear, "Hail Hydra," just to see his reaction. And if anybody out there does not get that reference, and you call yourself a geek or a nerd, you need to turn that card in until you can get that reference. Google it, ask Jeeves it, I don't care.
I will just say this regarding that. This will help our viewers who are not full into the geekdom. You need to listen. This is your hint. There's only one God, ma'am, and I'm pretty sure he doesn't dress like that.
Why you gotta be talking about my boyfriend like that, yo?
What? Hey! I'm gonna go fisticuffs over him for you. Or for him with you.
You married. He my boyfriend.
I may be married, but I'm not dead. I can definitely appreciate a fine specimen such as that.
Oh, exactly.
Again, people, if you don't know what we're talking about, okay, go like our page and we'll explain it to you slowly. Okay?
Pretty much.
Or contact us on Twitter. Bloop, and be like, what the heck are you talking about? And then we'll have to publicly shame you for not knowing. Because we're geeks, by the way, just so you know. I have a freaking TARDIS on my neck. I'm a geek, okay? I branded myself with my geekdom. So I think that's pretty. I think we pretty much wrapped up what we wanted to wrap up. Do you have a one thing more?
You know, I've been thinking about this hour, what should be my one last thing or how to wrap it up. And I really don't. And I just want to say, seriously, of everything that we talked about, it's just complete and utter madness. It's stupidity at its highest level. I never thought stupidity could ever reach the heights it has. That only hasn't reached, it hasn't even hit the ceiling yet. Like, it's still growing. Like, we're going to start going into Alpha Centauri with how far stupidity is going to take us. You know, I'm going to have an aneurysm if I start thinking about it. So no, I don't know, because there's not one quick fix. So my one last thing is, if you are going to see to CPAC next week and you bought like a ticket or you actually got media creds, I asked for one favor. It's been a few years since I was able to do the straw poll. If they have a write-in, please do me one favor. Write in Pope Sparkles. I want to make the straw poll. For the love of God, write me in. I want to see them freak out that somebody got 1% of the vote and they had no idea who that person is. That would be the best thing ever to happen in the world of politics. That's my one last thing.
I concur. And yes, if you were so blessed as to get media credentials to CPAC, I'm going to talk about that later because that's a whole nother show. Do that. Do the write-in for Pope Sparkles because I think that would be freaking hilarious. Oh, and then if you could, like, videotape that and upload it to the May Dames page so that we can see it. Because seriously, oh yeah, by the way, we're not going. Again, that's
surprise!
Story that's going to take up a whole nother hour. I have lots to say about that, and none of them are good words.
Yeah.
But anyway, I don't really have one more thing because I think I pretty much let it all out on the Manning issue. And so if you take issue with anything that I've said tonight, which you probably have because I'm very opinionated, you can find me on the Twitter sphere at InDepthGirlism. You can also blast me on our page, Made Dames. Go ahead and like it first so you can blast me, and so that then I can blast back. If you do know my real name, you can find me on Facebook. I generally accept friend requests until you do something irretrievably stupid, and then I block you. And that's it.
I don't remember half of what I said, but if I said something that upset you, I'm on Twitter way more than I should. Has impeded everything that I've done this year. I'm behind in everything. So, yeah, get me on Twitter, Beautifly Wings. And if you're not a big Twitter user and you're a Tumblr user, you can find me under Pope Sparkles. I would love to hear from you there. And you can send me anon messages. Don't care. I'll still answer you. May not be the answer you want, but I'll still answer you.
Okay. Yeah, if you DM me, I'll probably DM you back, but you may not like what I have to say.
Right.
Just saying.
Just fair warning. That's about it.
Yep. I think we're good.
All right.
So next week, surprises. Like the page? Yes.
Yes. Bye.
Bye.